They cannot see me, right? They can only see what's here. They can, yeah? They can see me.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to the second edition of the Study Now, Study Abroad Expo holding right here in Lagos. So come with us as we share the experiences of our live participants in the second edition of the Study Abroad Expo. Come along.
And we had such an amazing time. We got to talk to like about 3 universities out of the number of universities that were around today. At the end of the day, we got very tangible information that we're actually running with at the moment. We actually started taking steps right at the spot.
I actually came here hoping for me to find a school that is affordable. Coming here, I was able to meet more than 2 representatives that at least their tuition fee is good enough for me.
I wanted to know things about the UK universities beyond the ones that I could find on the internet. And I've been able to find them. I'll be able to listen and know more about it. Thank you, Study Now.
I'm looking forward to getting my visa processed and getting my admission into my program.
And the good thing is, Study Now also, they had a stand inside where you could go and ask about other universities that are not present. It's a wonderful one.
And today has been very exciting. I've spoken to quite a number of students and excited about what they want to go and study in the UK. It's been very eventful.
So I think today it's a good one, and it has been a fair that has opened up the mind of a whole lot of people to know what it takes.
I met with the University of Sunderland, met the University of East London. A particular university that struck me was the 𝐻𝐸 University, because I was able to speak with not only the Study Now representative but also the university representative, and it broke down the all application processes needed for me to get into the university, in which I think as an individual I would want to take it.
They really like shed more lights on the things I inquired about. I learned about HS, COS, CAS. I didn't even know that before. I learned way above what I knew before now. And I think I'm picking one of the schools that was shared close to my dream country, in my dream country.
I got to learn about the different perspectives, my goals, and helping me align my goals properly with what I will study in school. So it was a fantastic one.
I didn't expect much students today, but I mean, it was massive. The turnaround is great. I had students that even made initial deposit.
Oh my God, today has been great. Extremely busy. Literally, our brochures were done in the first half of the time. I think generally the organization of Study Now has been great. It's not the first time we're coming here for a fair. We were here last year, but even this year it's much better with even the number of students we've had.
I got to meet with like-minded people like me, and I also connected with Study Now professionals, right? And if there's one message I have for you all, is to actually not study later, but study now.
And it's a wrap. We just concluded the Study Now Lagos Expo at 4 Point by Sheraton, Victoria Island, and we had a lot of people who turned up for the event. It was really massive. If you are considering studying abroad in 2025, don't study later, study now.
I don't hear you. Andres, I think you're muted.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today in this webinar where we're going to be simplifying the pre and post UK student visa process. I'm the compliance manager. My name is Andres Alvarez and I'm joined by Iordanis Fotakakis. He's a compliance officer here at Study Now. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we will start with a presentation of that we prepare for you, where you're going to find information about your visa application procedure, documents you will need, and in general to inform you. And we will end up with a Q&A section that you guys are going to have the opportunity to ask us your questions in regards to your visa application and the whole process.
Okay, guys. First of all, could you guys drop a emoji on the chat so we can know if you're watching us? Okay, so I'm going to begin myself. I'm going to first go through the required documents that you need to have in order to apply for your UK student visa. Some of the documents that we're going to cover, of course, are the passport, the CAS, confirmation of acceptance of studies, your academic documents, proof of funds, tuberculosis test, ATAS if required, and any parental consent if needed. Okay, to begin with, you're going to, of course, need your CAS, which is the confirmations of acceptance of studies. Of course, you must first meet all the conditions with the university before you can request for this document. But this document is the official letter from the university letting the UK government know that you're coming basically to study with them. This document is going to have a sponsor license number, the one that you need to use for the visa application. This facilitates the process of the application itself. Once you have the CAS, actually, it is necessary that you check all the data matches. So I'm talking about your name, your date of birth, and your passport number, of course. There are cases where maybe a student has more than one passport, so they initially go and offer with the university using an old passport, and the university, of course, everyone's human, they made a mistake and they gave out the CAS with the old passport number. If you do see this happen, just let anyone at Study Now or even the university directly know that the CAS needs correction. This is something that is completely normal. It takes about 3 to 5 working days to get it updated, so it's not an issue. You do need to make sure that you check everything that's written on the CAS itself. So you do check the course that you're coming to study, do check the start day of the course as well. All of it needs to be matching what you're actually going to do. Okay, and the next document is the passport. Very important document, of course. The passport does need to be valid for 6 months from the start day of your course. So if your course is starting the 1st of September of 2025, it needs to be valid at least 6 months later. So that will be by the 1st of March 2026. Just make sure you check your passport, take a look at how long is left on your passport to expire. If it's about to expire, then just make sure you do get a new passport and then ask the university to correct your CAS, okay, or to update it most likely. Okay, the same thing applies. Just make sure that your name, as is showing on your CAS, matches the passport. same as the day of birth. You do need to have at least one blank page on the passport as well. A few of you guys do tend to travel quite a lot, so you don't have any space on the passport where to put the visa vignette. You know, this is very important. So if you don't have any space on your passport, then you do need to get a new passport so you can have some new pages where to stick the visa vignettes on. One thing to look out for as well is any damage on the actual data page of the passport. A lot of people don't really pay attention to this, but it is a UKVI requirement that the data page of any passport is not damaged at all. Um, Take a look at it. Maybe you have some water damage. That's a common thing that a lot of people tend to have. Maybe the passport got wet at one point. Now you have ink spreading across the data page. It's better to get a new passport to avoid any delays that this can cause towards the visa process. Okay, and now we're going to see about the academic documents that you're going to need to provide for the visa application. So we have an example here. In your CAS document, there's going to be a section that actually says evidence provided. This is the evidence that you gave the university in order to obtain an offer. In this case, if we read right here, this person provided an English language. They got a West African Senior School Certificate examination dated between May and June 2011. So just go and take a look at your WAEC document. Just make sure that it is the correct one that you're giving to your visa officer. We do know that some of you tend to take more than one exam for the WAEC, so do provide the correct one. Okay, same as for the university document. So this person used a bachelor's degree of nursing science from Akinsola University of Technology, and is dated the 21st of November 2019. So just make sure, once again, you go take a look at your certificates and transcripts, and you provide your visa officer, whoever's going to be working with you, the necessary documents. Okay, regardless, at Study Now, our visa officers are going to be actually requesting the documents directly from you guys, as we take a look at the CAS as well ourselves, just to be sure that there's no mistakes in the process. We have the TB test now. Of course, this is the tuberculosis test. You know, if you come into the UK for more than 6 months, this is one of the requirements that UKVI is going to need from you. This document is valid for about 6 months. It does need to be valid on the date of your application submission. Basically, that's the date that you managed to pay for your IHS and the visa fee. As long as it was valid on that day, it's all good. What does it look like? We have an example here from our friend Angelina Jolie. We did the visa for her recently. So if you take a look at the top right, it's going to say the start date of the TB test. The start date of the TB test, and then the expiry date of the TB test. You're also going to see your name on the left-hand side with your passport number, as well as the result of the TB test. So normally, you should be seeing a normal. As you can see here, it's been ticked off as normal. There means there's no evidence of tuberculosis within this student. You do need to make sure that you use an official clinic or hospital to get the tuberculosis test done. So UKVI has a list of approved clinics and hospitals that you can check directly online on the UKVI government website. If you have any doubt as to where to take the test, okay, so it does have to be an official location. Okay, now this one is very important towards acquiring your visa, is the work history. So you do need to provide a work reference if you have been employed after your studies. So let me explain myself. If you just recently finished in September last year from studying and you were applying for January, then of course you don't need to provide work evidence, okay? You only need to provide work evidence if it's already been more than 6 months since you left the university. And what we need to see is basically what you're doing, where you're currently doing it, how much money you're earning. It does have to be on the official letterhead of the company that you're working for. You do need to make sure that they use the official email addresses that they use for the company as well. We do see cases, especially from Nigeria, where the the people within the company like to use the personal email address for referencing. We cannot accept that. We do need to make sure that they use the official email address that is used by the company, okay? Employment contracts as well, they're very important, okay? So they let us know exactly when you started working, and then basically the reference just corroborates that you're still currently working there, okay? Or when you finish working, for example, because you know the employment contract just has a start date but doesn't have a date of when you finish working or when you're going to be finishing, okay? um, do look out for fake looking references. This is not saying that the references are fake, but sometimes things are done in a rush, okay, and they're not done properly. Sometimes maybe the human resources was very busy and they just decided to do it very quickly for you. They didn't use the official letterhead of the company. This is what we mean by fake looking references, okay? Do make sure that they take the time and they do them properly. Make sure that they have contact details, very important. If you have a reference that doesn't have any contact details, then that's going to cause delays with UKVI when they're trying to get the documents verified. Okay, money proof, probably even as important as the work reference, if not the most important of all the requirements. So to calculate how much money you need, of course, you first of all need to see how much tuition fees you have left to pay. So if your course fees are 11,800 per year and you paid 50% of it, then you should have around 5,900 pounds still to pay towards the university, okay? On top of those 5,900 pounds, you need to add the living expenses for the city where you're going to be studying. So we do know that London has different financial requirements than the rest of the UK. If you're going to be studying in London, you do need to account for 1,483 pounds per month for the duration of 9 months, okay? That will be a total of 13,347 pounds, okay? So that amount you added with the 5,900 that you had left to pay the university, you do need to show 9,247 pounds in your bank account. A lot of you have issues to convert it to Naira. We know that UKVI uses or under rate as the official conversion rate, okay? So any amount that you have in your bank account, just make sure you go to under and check if it's the right amount, basically. Don't cut it too short. Make sure that you have enough money just in case of fluctuation of the market. For example, like we had 2 years ago in Nigeria when the Naira went from about 1,000 Naira for £1 to around 2,000 in the space of like 3 months. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, so the money must be in the bank account for a minimum, okay, that's a minimum of 28 days. That's what you need to show UKVI, and the bank statement cannot be older than 31 days old. This is a UKVI requirement. We do at Study Now have other policies. For example, we like to apply with up-to-date bank statements. So usually within 1 or 2 days of the actual visa application. This is to avoid any issues with UKVI in regards to then maybe wanting an up-to-date bank statement. We just provide it from the beginning and we save a headache for everyone. Some of you are using your parents' bank accounts. If you are, that's not an issue. The same requirements apply, but you do need to provide me or provide us, a Study Now actually, a consent letter from your parents explaining that they are okay with you guys using their bank accounts. They just need to mention the exact bank account that you're allowed to use and what are you exactly entitled to. So they do need to say how much money, or they can mention to cover the rest of the tuition fees plus living expenses. That's what need to be mentioned on the consent letter. Obviously, we do need the birth certificate as well, just to prove that your parents are your parents. Not that we don't believe you, but you know, we do need the proof of it. Okay, and then that's everything in regards to the documents that you're going to be needing to begin your visa process. And now Iordanis is actually going to take you through the visa process itself. Thank you, Iordanis.
So, after the important information that Andres gave us in regards to the documents that you're going to need for your visa, we're moving forward to the procedure of the visa application. So, first thing first, we have to complete the online application form. Well, in our case, in Study Now, we're asking you the personal details and some personal information, and we filled that for you. Then we're going to ask you to log into your application and complete the payment of your visa and the IHS payment. So the visa application fees, there are £524, and the immigration, the health surcharge is the IHS, as we call it, is £776 per year. But please bear in mind that you never receive 1 year. You're applying for 1 year studies, but you receive always like almost 18 months visa. So you always get 3 to 4 months prior your starting date of your course and 3 to 4 months after you graduate. So this is going to give you a total of approximately an extra half of what is written there. So that will bring you up to 1,000 something GBP. So bear in mind, it depends about the duration of your visa you will receive. It's not a standard, it's not a fixed amount. It will depend from the duration of the visa that you receive. Then
sorry, just to give you the right amount that they're going to be needing, it will be £1,164 for the IHS. That will be for the duration of the course, plus, like you said, the extra few months that they be given.
And actually, you can use the extra months is to apply for the graduate visa if you want, in order to start working in the UK. So that's a good thing, don't worry. In addition to that, we're going to need to upload all your documents required. So we gather all the documents, we verify that all the documents that are in order, as Andres said before, and then we're going to need to upload everything on your application. And book you the appointment date and time in order to do your biometrics, which is the next step. You're going to need to attend the visa center where you're going to do your fingerprints, your biometrics. And in that case, you're going to need from us the appointment letter and your passport. That's all the documents you're going to need in order to enter the visa center. Just pay attention that on the appointment letter, there is a QR code, which is actually, I would say, the key to enter the visa center. They will scan the QR code and they will allow you to enter. And then after we submit the application, we're waiting for our decision, for UKVI decision. Usually the procedure takes like 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. Depends, though, the service that you will choose. And moving forward, Andres? Thank you. That's what I mean. So depends the service that you will choose. It will cost you actually, as we said before, the standard service. There are options like the priority service, which it takes approximately 5 working days for the visa decision, and the super priority service will take approximately like 1 to 2 days. Okay. Just to let you know, the priority service will cost you like £500 extra on the top of your application, and the super priority service will cost you like £1,000 extra. Other services that you can choose from the visa sender, which is a priority for the sender, in order, like, let's say, to put your application on the top of the others and get a faster admission of your visa application. You can choose courier service in case that you don't live close to the visa sender. You can choose a courier service so they deliver the passport to your door. You can choose SMS email update for the service, which they will send you like either what you choose, like email or SMS. They will forward you and update you about the information and the status of your visa application. And you can choose options such as premium lounge at the visa sender, or prime time appointment, which actually options like the premium lounge, they will upload you the documents. However, it's something that we try to avoid. We always want to upload the documents ourselves and to verify that everything is in order. Prime appointment is not written here, but is another option that you have, which actually allows you, is mostly for working professionals, where it allows them to walk to the center and start their application at any time from 9 to 3. After you submit, one of the most important things, after you submit the visa application and you complete your fingerprints, your biometrics to the visa sender, you must check your emails daily. 𝐲𝐴, they might ask you for additional information, additional documents that you will need to provide, and they usually do it by email. So please check your inbox as well as your spam email for any extra requirements, any extra document that the 𝐲𝐴 require from you. If you miss that email, can cause serious delays and even a visa refusal as well. You usually have like 10 working days to reply back to the 𝐲𝐴. So make sure you check your emails and spam email daily. Thank you.
Yeah, you've seen cases where students have actually been invited for interviews, right, Iordanis, and they missed it because they didn't check.
And that can actually, in a busy period, that can lead to a visa refusal from the officer because he doesn't have the time to repeat it or something like that. And that, so we always say that always check your emails, inbox and spam folder daily after you submit your visa application till you receive your visa. All right, so some tips for a successful visa. Well, we always check all the documents that you will upload, and we'll actually double check from the officer and our management team. So we verified, and that's why we actually prefer to upload the documents by ourselves. Okay, so we upload every required document for your application. You should always say the truth. Like, I heard so many concerns about students. Shall I declare my brother? Yes, of course. If your brother is living in UK, yes, of course you're going to declare your brother. That's not a bad thing to do. I don't understand few students, they are very aware about this. Guys, this actually is something good for you and not something bad. Okay, so always say the truth. Where you're gonna stay, if you have family in the UK, all right. So always previous visa rejections. Yeah. That's a must. If you don't declare your previous rejection, that can actually lead to a visa refusal and a ban from UK from 5 to 10 years. And this is because you try to mislead the officer. So this is information like I've been asked so many times lately, like I have a visa refusal to Canada. Should I mention it? Of course you should mention. It's not an option. Like this can lead to a visa rejection and actually a ban from uk-VI. So always say the truth. You always double check your CAS information towards your passport details, date of birth, name, the order of the name. If some of you have a middle name, make sure it's on the right order. Okay, you have to meet the financial requirements. So as Andres mentioned before, you have to hold the money for at least 28 days in your bank account. You have to calculate your living expenses plus your tuition fees minus any deposit or scholarship that you have. And you have to double check and triple check all this before you're submitting to make sure that everything is in order. So after you receive your visa, well, obviously, first of all, congratulations, your visa has been received, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's see some steps that you need to do after you receive your visa. Before you arrive in to UK for your studies, you need to create your eVisa account. uk-VI has been, they moved forward to a different system for the past year or so, and they're asking you to verify online all your information. We usually send you instruction of how you're gonna set up your eVisa account. It's very straightforward. It's very easy. So we send you instructions that we have done, as well as videos and a link how you do it. So all of you guys, you have to use this eVisa status, because that's what you're gonna need when you try to work later on, or when you're gonna rent a flat in UK. Your landlord is gonna ask you to see your status in UK. So make sure you your account as soon as you receive your visa and prior your arrival to UK. In addition to that, please make sure that you don't receive any more BRP cards. So eVisa actually replaced the BRP that it used to be in the past. So make sure that all the information are correct on your eVisa as well, because that will be a valuable document upon your arrival to UK. So moving forward, we say some information like to don't forget. So all students, they have to register and enroll upon their arrival to UK. They have to go register with the university physically. Okay, where they're gonna ask you your eVisa reference number that you will submit to the university admissions, and your passport as well. Okay, they're gonna ask you. You have to sign up a couple of documents, and that's all. You register to the university. You have always to use your visa, the passport and visa vignette, and the share code everywhere that you've been asked. The university, that's the way that to confirm your identity, as we say, to your status, let's say, to UK. And it's going to be really useful for other parts, as I said before, such as your rental agreements, your bank account. When you're going to open your bank account, is going to be needed. In general, it's a must document that you must have it in order prior your arrival. Well, pack all your documents, have all your documents in your luggage. Like on the day of your trip, make sure you have your CAS, okay, and the documents under your CAS, as well as the financial document and previous employers. Keep them in a folder, because at any time the UK, the UK border control can actually ask you for that documents to verify them. So make sure on the day of your trip you have them with you. Don't forget though that if you're using the e-passport, let's say, use the passport gate, the automated passport gate, the e-gate as they call it. It's easier. You just scan your passport, you make sure that they take a photo of yours and they allow you to go in. So simple things, and welcome to UK. So now, guys, we're gonna give you the time to ask any question that you have, like everything that you think that we didn't mention here. Me and Andres, we're here for you guys. So please feel free now on the chat section, okay, to write down any queries or questions you have. Hi, any form of funding or scholarship from your
Yeah,
parents?
thank you, Iordanis. That was very useful information as well in regards to the visa process itself. Obviously, Study Now always here to help all students. I think I will answer this first question, Iordanis, in regards to funding or scholarships from your partner schools. We do have some partial scholarships available. So all you need to do is just get in contact with Study Now. We do have amazing education counselors that they will be happy to give you the correct information depending on your circumstances. But we do have partial scholarships available, funding as you call it as well. Okay, so just make sure you get in contact with a counselor from Study Now.
Correct. Yes, we do have schools and universities actually that they offer PhD programs. Okay. You just, as Andres mentioned, you just need guys to speak with your counselor. They will advise you accordingly for all the programs offered. Okay. So feel free to speak with your counselor and get all the information required for and the documents that you will need for admissions for a PhD program as well.
Is it my parents' birth certificate or mine if I'm using their account? Okay, of course, it's your birth certificate because on your birth certificate is going to be showing your parents' name, right? So that's the way that we're going to match you to your parents.
Correct. Okay, I will explain this one. Well, we have to understand, guys, that every visa application goes as an individual merit. Any previous refusals goes for a reason, okay, and for circumstances that you had in the past. So you just need to declare your visa on the visa application the previous refusals, and it's nothing bad. As soon as now you have all the requirement and you have all the documents in order, there is no reason for any officer to refuse you because you previously had a visa refusal to any country in the world, regardless if it's a small European country like Greece or a big like a UK or France. Okay, so regardless your visa refusals, every application goes as an individual merit. So every application you're doing is going to evaluate the documents that you submit and your circumstances at the moment. Okay.
Yes, Jordan, just to add to your answer as well. Of course, just want to look out for, because sometimes students are confused between a refusal and a ban. Just take a look at the refusal letter. If it does say that you cannot apply for a visa to the UK within the next 10 years, then that's the bad type of refusal, but it's actually a ban, okay? Yep, I just wanted to add that. Thank you, Jordan.
Exactly. Address, that was a very nice point, actually, because, guys, the visa refusal, okay, if it's for not enough ties back to your country, financial documents, or anything simple, okay, that it was based on documents you submit on your previous application, this is absolutely fine. You don't have nothing to worry about. If, though, you try to fake a document in a previous application, and this is a big problem, because obviously the officer is not trusting you anymore, so that's why they gave you a ban for a few years from UK or any other country. Thank you.
As a 26-year-old, can I use my dad's account as proof of funds? Yes, of course, there's no issue with you using your parents' bank account when you're 26 years old, you do need to still provide some sort of evidence as to what you're doing currently, okay? But it's not an issue. So it may be that you still need to provide your employment evidence since your last graduation, but not an issue to use your parents' bank account.
Can I bring my bank statement from first week of a month and apply for cash with the required money? And apply for cash with the required money. You confuse me a bit with your question. So if you are talking about the cash usually most of the universities, they don't ask you financial details. Some of them is a requirement, some of them not. So it's not, it depends the university that you're applying for. For 𝐬𝐾VI though, for your visa application, you're gonna need to use your bank statement where you're having the money for 28 days. So if a university, they need the bank statement, so obviously they're going to see the 28 days rule there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. As long as the 28 days are there, that's what matters.
Exactly. So you need to have the money for 28 consecutive days.
Okay, what happens if a former employer refuses to give a reference due to a fallout that led to leaving the company? What can the person do about the reference? This is not an issue. Sometimes I'm a person that loves support letters, okay? So you can put this down on a support letter explaining what happened, and at the end of the day, you must have some sort of evidence that you did still work there. Don't forget, you could have payslips as well. You could have an initial contract that you signed with them. It's not an issue, but I mean, we will advise you to try to push them anyways. But a support letter explaining to 𝐬𝐾VI that, listen, unfortunately, I couldn't get a reference from this employer, but I used to work there between November 2021 till November 2023, and here are my payslips to prove this. It should be completely fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is, I would say, at the moment, it takes like 2 to 3 weeks. Okay. But I cannot guarantee you it's going to be the same duration on a busy period. So I would say within like 2 months, 𝐬𝐾VI, they will be super busy. So the decision will go from 2 to 3 weeks to 3 to 5 weeks. Okay. So depends the volume of the applications that they receive. That would be my answer. At the moment, it takes like 2 to 3 weeks approximately for a visa application to come, for a decision to come out.
So what do you recommend, Iordanis? Apply early?
Well, there is no other solution for me. Why you should pay a priority service and charge yourself or your parents or whoever is paying for this to support you? Why? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, you can apply early, get your visa early, like some of the students of mine, they did, and then you enjoy your holidays till September or August.
Exactly. Please, I need the list of documents to apply for 𝐸 business at 𝐻 University so that I can bring them to your Abuja office for January intake 2026. Okay, Eugene, just make sure you contact us through any social media, or maybe you're already in contact with an education counselor. We'll be more than happy to provide the list of documents to. We can't give it to you right now because I'm actually not sure if 𝐸 business is even open, as it's a very popular course. But yeah, just get in contact with an education counselor, okay?
Since I am in Nigeria, applying from Doha, been over there for do I need a TB test? Oh, TB test you require if you have stayed in a country that is under the list of 𝐬𝐾VI for TB test, and you stayed there for more than 6 months. So if you are out of the country for more than 6 months, okay, as you said in Doha in your example, this is absolutely fine. A TB test is not a requirement for you. TB test you're gonna need if you spent in a country that is under the list of 𝐬𝐾VI for TB test more than 6 months.
Yeah, just to add to that, of course, once again, remind them that they can always check on the UKVI website which countries apply for this TV test.
And then I would like to add something on this one with that question. It will be nice to mention that, guys, if you're applying for another country, you're going to need a residency in that country. If your residency is about to expire, though, that's a problem. So imagine like the decision might take up to 1 month or more. Okay, so the UKVI, they're going to see that you have at least like 3 months on your residency. If you don't have this, please renew your residency prior or go back to your home country and apply from there. Don't try like to push an application with very few months, because that can be an issue for you, considering the fact that maybe the decision is not out yet and you have to leave the country, and that's an issue. Where how are you going to get your passport? You don't have even your passport in your hand. So that's a massive mistake. So please make sure that either you have, if you're applying for Doha, for example, and you are from Nigeria, from Ghana, or anywhere else, okay, make sure that on your residency there are enough months to cover till the decision from UKVI. So I will say more than 3 months at least.
As a business owner, can I present my personal bank account? Well, it's your personal bank account, right?
All right. You're not allowed to submit your business account. So if the account is related with your business, obviously that money might not be yours, if you know what I mean. So if it's your personal account and you're a business owner, that's what we're looking for you to apply. You're going to need your personal account, okay, either a savings account or current account. This is for personal use, not for business. If it's a business account, though, that's a no, sorry.
That's caustic. I have to admit, every day required for CAS has been over 9 working days. I think this depends on how busy the university is, depending on how many requests for CAS they're receiving every day, because of course the universities do have a limited amount of CASes that they can apply for every day. But usually it should be out within let's say 5 to 10 working days. Okay, if it's not out yet, then please just make sure you speak to your education counselor. I'm pretty sure you're already speaking to someone from Study Now. They can ask for an update on behalf. Okay, thank you, Deyinka.
Out of my deposit and pay the rest before enrollment that affect my visa application. Oh, no, that's irrelevant. For your visa application, okay, every university, they have a minimum, a required amount for deposit. Don't York St. John, on every university, they're going to ask you to pay a deposit in order to see that you are a serious student and you are really interested to come and study in UK. Okay, in order, let's say, to start dealing with you. Okay, now, and most of them, they have like let's say, they have schemes of how you can pay extra. These 3,000, if you paid, is going to be written on your CAS and they will be deducted from the total amount required. Okay, so even if it's required 5,000 or 3,000 or whatever is the deposit requirement from the university, is going to appear on your CAS, and it's going to be, as I say, the required amount, the financial, the amount that you're going to need is the tuition fees plus the living expenses minus any deposit. So if you pay 3 or 5, it's going to be deducted from the overall amount you require.
Yeah, so the only thing that it affects is just the number that you're gonna have to show. That's pretty much.
Exactly.
So okay, go ahead.
Like Gmail or Yahoo. Okay. I've seen that quite often, to be fair. I would say that depends the country. Because, guys, in some countries in Europe, they will never use a Gmail or a Yahoo. Okay, it's going to be email from the company's email, as they call it. But this is not a requirement. As soon as it's on a headed document, it has all the information, like it has number, email, it's on a headed document, tabs, signatures. Well, then 𝐬𝐞𝐬, they can do all the check. They can contact actually the guy who is giving you the reference, verify that, yeah, you were working there, etc. They can check the company online and see that it's a registered company. And so, to be fair with you, like, it doesn't matter. And I've seen, like, in Africa, many countries, they do use like Gmail or Yahoo Mail, which is absolutely fine. As soon as it's verified on a headed document by the business, we're absolutely fine with that.
Okay, what's the amount for enrollment and payment plan? I'm guessing that you're referring to York St. John University. So if you are from Nigeria, then the deposit amount is only £3,000 for postgraduate programs. Okay, you do need to make up to 50% before you complete your enrollment, and then after that, the remaining 50% will be divided into 3 installments, which you will be paying once you're here in the UK. Okay, guys, I think that's all the questions that we can actually take for today. Thank you, Iordanis, for joining us. Thank you, everyone that joined us. I hope this session was very helpful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Andres. Thank you, everyone. And don't forget, we're going to do a section every Friday. So it's going to be either with myself or with Andres. So make sure if you have any more questions or something like that, feel free to join us next Friday, same time. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely evening.
Yeah, Iordanis, and don't forget, don't study later. Study now.
No.
Take care.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to the second edition of the Study Now, Study Abroad Expo holding right here in Lagos. So come with us as we share the experiences of our live participants in the second edition of the Study Abroad Expo. Come along.
And we had such an amazing time. We got to talk to like about 3 universities out of the number of universities that were around today. At the end of the day, we got very tangible information that we're actually running with at the moment. We actually started taking steps right at the spot.
I actually came here hoping for me to find a school that is affordable. Coming here, I was able to meet more than 2 representatives that at least their tuition fee is good enough for me.
I wanted to know things about the UK universities beyond the ones that I could find on the internet. And I've been able to find them. I've been able to listen and know more about it. Thank you, Study Now.
I'm looking forward to getting my visa processed and getting my admission into my program.
And the good thing is, Study Now also, they had a stand inside where you could go and ask about other universities that are not present. It's a wonderful one.
And today has been very exciting. I've spoken to quite a number of students and excited about what they want to go and study in the UK. It's been very eventful.
So I think today it's a good one, and it has been a fair that has opened up the mind of a whole lot of people to know what it takes.
I met with University of Sunderland, met the University of East London. A particular university that struck me was the 𝐲𝐸 University, because I was able to speak with not only the Study Now representative but also the university representative, and it broke down the all application processes needed for me to get into the university, in which I think as an individual I would want to take it.
They really shed more lights on the things I inquired about. I learned about 𝐻S, COS, CAS. I didn't even know that before. I learned way above what I knew before now. And I think I'm picking one of the schools that was shared close to my dream country, in my dream country.
I got to learn about the different perspectives, my goals, and helping me align my goals properly with what I will study in school. So it was a fantastic one.
I didn't expect much students today, but I mean, it was massive. The turnaround is great. I had students that even made initial deposits.
Oh my God, today has been great. Great. Extremely busy. Literally, our brochures that were done in the first half of the time. I think generally the organization of Study Now has been great. It's not the first time we're coming here for a fair. We were here last year, but even this year it's much better with even the number of students we've had.
I got to meet with like-minded people like me, and I also connected with Study Now professionals, right? And if there's one message I have for you all, is to actually not study later, but study now.
And it's a wrap. We just concluded the Study Now Lagos Expo at 4 Point by Sheraton, Victoria Island, and we had a lot of people who turned up for the event. It was really massive. If you are considering studying abroad in 2025, don't study later, study now.